So we are now recording. Welcome everyone to this session from the Sakai virtual conference. This session is entitled Better Together, Sakai and SIPX. And our presenters today are Grace Ye and Sally Bryant from Pepperdine University. Grace Ye has been the digital systems librarian at Pepperdine since 2007. Some of her research projects include the linked data and tracking our faculty research activities. She also likes to work on different systems integration. Her professional goal is to build links between the data in Pepperdine systems and the data in the library systems as well. Also, she is looking for developing some type of tool or system to track the faculty's teaching and research activities. She has a master's degree in library science from McGill University in Canada, and also a master's degree in science from Nanjing University in China. Sally Bryant has been the head of access services at Pepperdine since 2007. Before that, she was the head of technical services also at Pepperdine. Currently, she is also the library liaison to the Division of International Studies and Languages, Screenwriting and Film Studies. Graduate of Bates College in Maine, she spent her junior year at the School of Oriental and African Studies at the University of London. She also has a master's degree in international relations from American University in Washington, D.C., and an MLIS from San Jose State University. We're so excited to have Grace and Sally here. Welcome to you all, and take it away.
Thank you. Sally Bryant, I'm head of access services at Pepperdine University.
Hi, I'm Gracie. I'm from Pepperdine University. I'm assistant librarian.
And both of us work together quite a lot in a lot of these big integration projects. So today we're going to talk about Better Together, Sakai, and SIPX.
So first of all, the motivation for this two-system integration. So as all of us know, library resources are very important for the teaching and the learning environment. But like the instructor, when they select the course material, they focus on the course side, but they don't pay attention to the availability, and also that availability actually costs a lot of money for the library side. And also the instructor, sometimes they just search online, they find something they like, and they just copy paste the top, the URL from the top, and then just go to the Sakai site, just paste there. And the second person, when they click on the link, it doesn't work, or sometimes they use the link for a couple of years, and then the link doesn't work again. So that's one problem.
And also they'll become wedded to a particular resource that, as Grace was saying, it can be hard to find or duplicate.
Yeah.
And they also sometimes they'll put it in, and the pages will be missing, and it will be all out of order. And so.
And also the student, although they take the library course, but sometimes it's still hard for them to find the course-related material using the library resources.
Yeah, the students will have to go to our library homepage and find databases in our catalog and etc. And even though they might have library instruction, it still can be hard for them to do it on their own.
Yeah, and also our librarian, we need to find the course-related material, and then organize, and then add to the Sakai site. So before, we just had to manually to do that. So that's our motivation.
So there are many copyright issues associated with electronic reserves, and Pepperdine in particular, we've been fairly conservative with this through the years, and all the instructors at Pepperdine have been advised to take appropriate steps for copyright compliance. And this has been ongoing since I've been at Pepperdine. In 2007, I believe, there was a case, the Georgia State case, where the Georgia State had copyrighted materials, and they were for, I guess everyone could see it publicly instead of having it behind a password-protected system. So they were sued, and so this made us kind of want to reevaluate our copyright and make sure that our electronic reserves systems was up to date and really compliant with copyright. So as years go on, all this new technology makes copyright even more complicated because there's so many other aspects of it. And it's really hard to stay on top of this. So librarians and instructors really need faster and easier ways to manage all this copyright permissions, etc. And also we need to make sure that everything's in compliance with copyright restrictions.
Yeah, before we need to print out, okay, like why not more and more stuff to move to the online? So that's another like a challenge.
Yeah. There's so many challenges, and every year presents new ones, especially in copyright. And then the law hasn't really changed, and it's and even though you can claim fair use, if your university gets sued, it can be quite time-consuming and costly.
Yeah, so we need a tool, some tool to fix this problem.
So Pepperdine moved to Sakai, and I think before we were on Blackboard. And Sakai is really flexible in regards to a lot of these issues, and it's also pretty easy and intuitive to use. And I guess it's basically like a next generation system.
We try to find some the electronic reserve system, and each one we can fix work with our Sakai system. So we choose a different system.
We had so in the past, before we got SIPX, we had DocuTech, and at that time DocuTech was it was a closed system. So the students and the faculty would put the faculty would put their requests in, and then the students would access it through the library homepage, and it was password protected because by account creating, and also it had a server. So IT told us about 2 or 3 years ago that the server, they needed to upgrade the server. And so I contacted DocuTech, and they were not willing at that time to figure out a way to have the DocuTech server be in compliance with DocuTech. And so we couldn't use it anymore. So we had to go around and we had to find another electronic reserve system, and we looked at 2 or 3 of them. One was almost exactly like DocuTech, except for it didn't have the DocuTech had the copyright compliance feature where the Copyright Clearance Center was tied to DocuTech. But this system was very similar, but it didn't have that easy access to the Copyright Clearance Center. And then the other system, we discarded that. It's very much like the Iliad system, which would have been great for our staff to learn because we also have Iliad. However, it was fairly expensive at the time.
Yeah, and finally we choose like the SIPX and
we did a analysis and pro and con list of the systems out there that were for electronic reserves, and we narrowed it down to those three, and then our library dean decided to go with SIPX because it was a new technology, and it was cloud-based, and it had everything we need with copyright compliance, and so we were really interested to try this new system. And there were only a couple of libraries that had used it for electronic reserves before us.
And choose the system. Actually, we consider the Sakai side. That's the number one. The new system need to work with Sakai. And number two, we're using the library system. We're using OCLC system, which are also the cloud-based system. So because we need to get the data, like all our collection data, to the e-reserve system, and also we have to consider the authentication part. So, and our Pepperland, we are using CAS as our authentication system. So that's our consideration when we choose. So SIPX actually was created by the Stanford University, and it's a cloud-based system, and it's very easy to use. And also it's simplified the legal and the digital delivery of the copyright material to our students. So that's the big side. And when we consider to implement a new system, actually we have many challenges. First of all, we have to consider whether we want to hire new people. Is it easy to use? And also our budget. And for the system part, like I said, the new system need to work with our Sakai, our library system, and the authentication piece. And for the personnel, we had to, like Sally said, we always work together closely. And within the university, we work closely to our IT. Actually, our IT did a great job at this part. And outside university, since the SIPX is a cloud-based system, so Pepperdine need to work with the SIPX and also our library systems, OCLC system. So that's
very complicated. All of these, and you said it was one of the most complicated projects.
That's true. And this is our timeline. So we choose SIPX in June 2014, and the next month, July, we pull the data, our collection data from OCLC system, and import to the SIPX side. And the SIPX team, they just analyze our holding data and apply the license to their system. And also integrate our old e-reserve data from DocuTag to SIPX side. So August, we start to use the SIPX as our e-reserve system.
And at that time, it was a standalone system.
Yeah.
It was not integrated into Sakai at that time.
Yeah, like the librarian, you need to, when you want to duplicate the course, you had to manually to do that.
Yeah, we needed, we would go into the SIPX website and we would say what we wanted duplicated, which would mean, so say you wanted something from fall 2013 and you wanted duplicated into fall 2014, then I would be able to do that part, but it wouldn't show up. I would have to have a member of the SIPX team help me with that duplication.
Yeah, and also the student, when they go from their course side, the Sakai side, to the SIPX side, they had to create their account, like a SIPX account. So they log in twice.
Yes.
That's that's not good.
Yeah, and we had so at this time we were thinking of a better integration between the systems, and Grace worked really hard on this, and we had to have designated access to the system.
So for the integration part, actually, the SIPX side, they create some plugin. It's called like a Sakai and a SIPX plugin. They test it in the test environment, and the goal is a single sign-on for instructor and students, so they don't need to log in twice. And also the instructor or the librarian, when we create a course, we can easily like inject our reading list back to the course side, and from the Sakai side go to the SIPX side. It's just automatically bring all the course information from Sakai to the SIPX.
Right.
So that's our consideration and the goal. So our IT worked actually very hard with our SIPX team. So they work together and make it. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our personnel.
Yeah, so the SIPX team were working really hard. Our Pepperdine IT. Then there was a lot of training involved with our public services access services. Pepperdine has a lot of campuses. It's not our main campus is in Malibu, but we also have another campus that's a grad campus in Malibu, and we have various campuses in Southern California, and we also have them overseas. So these, it's not like we're all in the same space. So we needed to make sure everybody was trained and able to use SIPX and be able to help the professors. We decided at that time to have the librarians and staff you maintain the SIPX readings rather than have the professors do it, and we still do that to this day. And also our library staff, we're very highly involved in SIPX. And then also for personnel involvement, there was our library system.
This is our teams.
Yeah, here's our team. And then with Sakai in particular, Alan Rican and Varun helped us a lot. And we also had Mary Lynn for SIPX, who was, SIPX has great with customer service, and now they're under ProQuest. Yeah, so just an explanation, sorry if it's confusing, our Sakai at Pepperdine is actually called courses. So you'll see up here on the slide that the upper left-hand corner, it says courses, not Sakai. And then on the upper right-hand corner, you'll see that it says, Pepperdine login. So Grace and I have designated access, which is what Pepperdine's given us, so we can go in and create we can create things and put things in professors' courses without,
So when we click on that link, like a Pepperdine link, so we got our CAS, which is our authentication system, the login page. So after you pass the CAS, actually you can access our course side, the Sakai side.
Right, and so the this link is access to all courses, Pepperdine resources, 24 hours a day, as long as you have a registered, faculty, staff, and students.
Yeah, everyone knows their username and passwords.
Yeah.
So after you pass CAS, you don't need to log in again. So that's what we call single sign-on.
Right. So once you do that, you go back to the what we call designated access.
Yeah.
And so Grace and I would go in and we would go to, and we would create the term, which is, no, this is, no, go back. We would create the term, which so it would be fall 2016, and then we would go to the professor's individual page.
Yeah.
So, okay. So here you'll see this is a professor's individual page. This is Philosophy 410 as an example of this. And what we would do is we would go and we would add SIPX readings and sorry.
I have no idea. Nothing's changed.
What?
Yeah.
Is it one of these?
That's all.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Sorry.
No, no. We can try to turn the volume down on.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So
We can try and turn it down
can you
here.
hear us? Sorry.
Maybe had more than one computer signed in the office.
I'm sorry about that.
What happened? Is it one of these?
Can you all
So
hear
the
me?
effect is it's feedback.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the feedback. Hello? Hello?
No. No. And we're not.
Okay. So maybe we just turn off our volume.
Okay. All right. So we will. If you go to add SIPX readings, and you just add it to, you just click on that, and then it will be added to the left-hand side. It's really easy.
Okay, so that's, and after you add the SIPX link,
Then it's on the left-hand side of the individual professor's page. So it's Philosophy 410, and it's visible here under the left-hand side. It's really easy. It just is very simple to add this link. And then all you do is go
click on
to,
that link, and you will get this page. And this is the SIPX information.
so you have to enter the SIPX site. Oh, there's a big echo.
So, and then like I said, it will show you the brief workflow. So like first one, you find some reading stuff, and then you add to the reading list, and then add back to the Sakai side.
No, it's Erin. So you'll see that up at the top there's a jump start for Philosophy 410, and you'll see that this course information comes from the Sakai site automatically.
Yeah.
And you'll also see that you can now, for the last year, we can inject the courses and duplicate them automatically. So all you do is just go to the duplicate a course and just click on the green button, and then it will duplicate all the readings you had. So say you'll see that the second one is fall 2015. So we duplicated that course in fall 2016 for Philosophy 410. And the problem is that sometimes you still need to get specific permission. So it's not just an automatic transfer. It's really, but if you start it early enough, you can gather all permissions that you need that are not, that are, sometimes they have to contact the copyright holders. And also on this slide, you'll see that it says start from scratch. So you can make a course from scratch, and you can add readings and automatically.
Yes.
So here is what, if you go from the Sakai site to SIPX, you'll see that this is a test we created, and you can add a reading. So what you do is you go in, you do the name of your course, and it says Pepperdine already, and then you'll have your term and how many students you think will be in the class, and you'll do all this initial setup, which doesn't take very long, and then you'll click on the add a reading button.
So and then you can just get the search box.
Now before this fall, this used to be a fairly complicated search because it would come up with different tabs. So it would have the Pepperdine University owned items tab, the SIPX tab, and then when you needed to get permissions from other the rights holders or other sources. Now it's a summons search, so you can just add a reading just from the one simple interface box.
Yeah, right now the SIPX side they're using summon, which is the ProQuest discovery service at their side. So it's very easy for us to find something at SIPX side.
So now, as you'll see here, that we did an example. We found something from Renoir, and that says that we have to find permissions and or find a license. So those ones with SIPX, you have to sometimes get copyright permissions from the right holders, and you will pay for those, but everything that you put in is completely copyright protected. There's nothing that is not there, and it's advantage point, but it's also can be a disadvantage because sometimes you'll just have a random one thing that will take a little bit to get permissions, and then another thing is you'll see on the second bottom article, that one is something that Pepperdine owns. So it'll say subscribed by Pepperdine University, and then all you do is click on that plus add to course, that big green button. So that would be automatically owned because we own it in an electronic format. Now, so you can, with ebooks, you would update, like say you would put a chapter into an ebook, then you would upload the chapter in, and if we own the ebook at Pepperdine, we're all set. And then if we own the electronic journal article, then we're all set. But we do have to pay if we don't own the article. But SIPX is great because these articles and things are only if the students actually use it. So if you say 50 people are in a course, you're not going to pay 50 permissions. It's only the people that are going to use it. So if you have 4 people that are going to use that article, then you only pay for 4 people. So that's good. And also the good thing is the library actually we pay. We don't have the students pay.
Yeah, and also why actually this is the screenshot from the SIPX side, and you can see why you can find this is a Pepperdine item because the SIPX side they pull our library holding data from our library system. So just periodically they just load our holding to their system. So you can easily find which item we have and which item we don't have.
Right. And so here's that find a license process. Here's the slide of what it would look like. So there's the SIPX collections. there's the library subscriptions, public domain, and then the copyright agent, and then it would be how much the estimate would be per page if you, this would be something that Pepperdine doesn't own. And then here is the add a reading slide. So what you would do is you would put your year in, your page range, your article title, and then it would come up with add a reading. It would come up with how much would be owed. So now when it says reading successfully added, it means that it's on the reading list for this course. And also you would put in the PDF and then it would be all set.
Yeah, just when you click on the upload the reading file, it will just automatically go to the Sakai side.
Yes, there's no other intervention needed,
Yeah.
not like it was before.
Yeah, we don't need to like manually.
No,
add to
we
the
don't
Sakai.
need a SIPX person to help us or anything.
Yeah.
It's just automatic.
Yeah, just click on that button, and then here, this is the.
Yeah, this is an example of what it looks like for the students and for the professors. It's located under the individual
resources.
Yeah, under resources.
And then they can find the reading stuff there easily.
Yes. So, yeah, it's very easy. And so basically, it's the library is in Sakai.
Yeah, actually, it's attached to that course, that specific course.
Yeah.
So they don't need to go to the library site and search and then add it. So that's yeah. So this is our homepage, and from our homepage, we usually put like a course reserve link here. When you click on that, you go to the course reserve side. But here, we just remove all the e-reserve stuff because everything's add to the Sakai side. So we don't need to list everything here.
No.
And it's very easy for the student to find something and then just within their course. So,
Yes.
Yeah, this is
So here's a quote from our professor. The professor and the students like this. Well, first of all, because it's so easy for them. All they do is just go under their WaveNet account and log into their Sakai, and then they have their readings, and then it's a really nice looking. It has good usability and it's nice looking, and the readings come out very well, and so everyone seems to be happy with it.
Yes, they don't need to worry about the copyright issue.
No, there's nothing.
And this is a future.
So we were just thinking about Sakai and SIPX and the library, and more collaborations in the future would be really exciting. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of new things, and maybe I don't think that SIPX yet does streaming video or multimedia, and so I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. And also we have like a different international campus.
Yeah,
So
we have our international campuses. We've been using SIPX a lot with them because it's really hard to send materials and ship materials, and then you have to pay taxes and etc. Yeah, and shipping fees, and hope that it will get there. And so it's much easier just to get the materials, put it up on SIPX and Sakai, and then not have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, that part. And this is our contact information. So
Yes.
if you have any question, just send email to us or call us.
Yeah, we apologize about the weird sound thing. We're not sure what happens.
Well,
Any questions?
for a great presentation.
Oh, yeah, there's one about what format is the reading in. It's in PDF, but it's very easy to find the I forget what it's called, the special PDF. Andrew's all obsessed with it. What is that called? Do you know? I can't remember what they're called.
Adobe.
Yeah, and then you can find certain things.
Yeah,
in reading.
it's very easy for the students. They don't they don't have any trouble to read PDF.
No.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Any question for us?
Any other questions for Grace or Sally? Feel free to put them in the chat.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And thanks again for a great presentation.